Good morning, family. Welcome to today's Lessons for Life. Today is Friday, July 10th, 2009, and today we're reading 2 Samuel chapter 17. And as always, I encourage you, first of all, to read it for yourself, see what you get from it, email us, and we'll put it on the blog. But today's Lesson for Life is actually really about prayer, but we're going to combine something from this chapter as well as something we read not too long ago. But we see here in this chapter that Absalom gets counsel from Ahithophel, and in regards to how to conquer David and really destroy David. And then he also gets counsel from Hushai, and another way for him to overcome David or conquer the men that were with David. And he decides to go against what Ahithophel says. And if we remember, how I'm tying this in with something we read very recently, where when David found out that Ahithophel had actually went on Absalom's side, he said a prayer that Ahithophel's counsel returned into foolishness. And we see in this chapter that the counsel he gave to Absalom, I wouldn't say that it was actually foolishness. And even says that the Lord turned the good counsel of Ahithophel. He made Absalom not to heed the good counsel in order for him to really, have revenge on Absalom, or to destroy Absalom, or defeat Absalom. So it made him not listen to the good counsel of Ahithophel. So one thing we see here is, like I said, David prayed that his counsel be turned into foolishness, but it didn't quite come out exactly as David had said, because the counsel of Absalom that Ahithophel gave to Absalom wasn't foolishness, it's just that Absalom didn't heed that counsel and decided to go with the counsel of Hushai. So one thing that we can see from there is that when we pray, what we pray for may not exactly come to pass exactly as we're praying for it, but the results can still be in our favor and favorable for us. So David was praying for Ahithophel's counsel to be foolishness, but imagine this: if his counsel was complete foolishness, then Absalom would have completely disregarded it and not even considered it, and there might have been a whole different set of events after that. But because he still gave him good counsel, then he brought in Hushai just to confirm his counsel, and that was the one actually that was able to even send message to David, so that David could prepare himself properly for what was about to come his way. So it didn't turn that David's prayer was exactly answered, but the results were still turning out favorable for David. So when we pray, and the lesson we can get from this is, when we pray, we don't. It may not necessarily appear to us in the natural that the prayer is being answered, but other things can be working in our favor that actually bring in our prayer, the results of our prayer, or the end result of our prayer, to our benefit. So that's really what I got as I was reading this, that Ahithophel still had given him pretty good counsel. It wasn't completely foolishness, but the results were still turning out favorable for David. So as we pray, like I said, the results, we may not see the process going along exactly as we pray, because we don't know everything. I mean, we don't know how everything is supposed to come to pass. So that's why we're praying to the Lord. So we may pray for one thing, but it comes about in a different way, but we still get the results of our prayer. So that's the key thing to remember when we do pray. Not the actual process, but the results. With that is today's Lessons for Life. Create yourself a wonderfully blessed day today, and we'll talk again tomorrow.